Accountants, do your clients expect you to advise them regarding settling workers' comp claims? You'd think that settling a claim is always a good idea. Close it out, be done with it, but there are very few absolutes in workers' compensation. Stay tuned to learn several factors to consider.
Welcome to this episode of Increased Profitability Through Strategic Workers' Comp Management with your host, Bonnie Frazier.
Generally, if the injured worker is still employed by your client, they shouldn't settle the claim. If the employee has another claim that includes the same body part, now your client has two claims instead of possibly combining them both into one claim. Plus, settling teaches the injured worker that they will get cash for filing a claim, and the employee can then tell their coworkers, which might trigger more claims. It's usual to get a settlement demand from the claimant's attorney. The counteroffer should be based on compensation already paid, plus a realistic estimate of how much more compensation is likely to be paid. The attorney then has to decide whether to settle for a sure amount now versus filing for more compensation in the future, which requires work for him and unknown decisions by hearing officers. Maximum value is the maximum dollar amount of any one claim included in the premium rate calculations each year. The max val is based upon the expected losses, which are based on 4 years of payroll. It's a rolling 4 years, so the max val can change. Ideally, the settlement amount added to the medical and compensation costs should not exceed the max val. And if the 4 years of payroll could decrease a lot in the future because of an economic downturn or the sale of part of the company, you want the total claims cost to be less than the next lowest level of max val. One way to keep the claim costs below the max val is to offer some dollars paid directly by the employer, but make sure the BWC has to pay at least some of the settlement, otherwise it won't recognize the claim as settled. Now, why even worry about a max val claim? Companies with one or more max val claims are not only welcome in retrospective group rating, which isn't as beneficial to your client as discount group rating. You can learn more about discount versus retrospective group rating in another session. So here are your 4 takeaways. 1, don't settle a claim if the injured worker is still an employee of your client. 2, your settlement negotiations should be based on claims costs already paid and not the demand from the claimant's attorney. 3, consider future maximum values before approving any settlement amount. And 4, a good independent TPA, like ActuComp, can help predict the future impact of any settlement amounts. So, call 440-933-6601 to start a conversation about getting that workers' comp monkey off your back as well as your clients.
Thanks for watching Increased Profitability Through Strategic Workers' Comp Management with Bonnie Frazier. For more information, visit ActuComp.com.